Alright guys, today we're gonna change out a furnace. This is that Goodman that had the rings down in the blower. We're gonna change this out today. We're gonna go with a little bit higher efficiency at the 92%. Basically use back everything we can, so pretty simple job. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you hang all your ductwork up. If it is not hung like this stuff is not hung very well, you got to hang that all up. Make sure it's all strapped up so it don't fall, because you're going to take all this loose. And we're going to jerk that furnace out, and we're going to leave that coil hanging. We're going to clean that coil while we got this furnace out of there too. So, thought I smelled gas, and looks like we got a little problem. That fitting right there, hit her with some Big Blue. Shit's pretty good stuff. Yeah, we'll fix that when we get this taken out of here. Guys, it's coming out pretty easy, really. A lot better than I expected. Really wasn't fastened by much. Get her done, get her done. Alright guys, remember in that one video that I was showing you how the heat exchanger is coming apart. Those rings are those things right there. As you see, there's one down in the bottom there. So that heat exchanger, when it gets hot, it expands, and it's basically bad. So it could be letting carbon monoxide in. But that's there's another ring down in there. There's a couple of them. You can see both of them or not, but it's actually two of them down in there. Two of them. So she's coming apart in a big way. That's why we're getting ready to change her out. Anytime you're changing the furnace out, you always want to make sure that the coil is fairly clean. If it's not, you want to brush it off the best you can. And if it's really bad, you might want to suggest a pull and clean. But this one isn't too bad. Not too bad. Hey guys, I got the bottom put in. I always put an extra couple screws in it to help it hold it solid, and then I always tape it with foil tape, and I want to cut the side out to match the one over here. So we'll get that done and slide her in place. Alright guys, this is how I cut the side of the furnace out. There's no sense in wearing out your hands with a pair of snips. So just start your hole with a screwdriver and a hammer, or a drill, whatever, and just cut her out with this. It's a Malco TS1. Great tool. Got that cut out, guys. We're gonna get ready to stand it up. We're gonna put it back over here. Always use anti-vibration pads if you can, if you have room or something. You just don't want to set it straight on concrete. It's causes vibration and all that stuff. This will help damper some of that. But hey, you guys are pros. I don't have to tell you how to do this stuff, do I? Alright guys, I got this furnace set up in here. As you can see, I got my anti-vibration pads underneath there, and I use those to level up the furnace. Level up the furnace. You want it level if you can get it level. Helps with the draining and all that stuff. You kind of really want it to tilt to the front just a tad if you could. But we'll get this here started. Basically, we're going to have 3 straight sides, and this side here is just a little bit over, so we'll have a small angle here, which ain't gonna be no big deal at all. Then we'll get the vents ran, the gas hooked up, the electrical. We got to pull a new wire because this old cloth wire, as you see, does not have a ground, and these new furnaces are pretty much dependent on a ground for lots of things, flame rectification and you name it. So we'll get a new wire pulled and we'll keep on going. We may have to cut that drop off a little bit because of the height difference, so That's not a big deal. We can do that. All right, next steps. All right, guys, as you see that here, we're at a level a little bit, so we're gonna have to raise this corner up somehow and hold it there while we adapt the coil cabinet to the furnace. So that's another common issue you're gonna have to deal with. It's not that big a deal. If you can see that level or not, turn that light off. It's just out just a little bit. We'd kind of like to have it a little bit higher on that side, like kind of like that, if we can. Just to, like I said, aid in the draining of the air conditioner. Alright guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure our coil cabinet is level, and then we're just going to measure up. We need about roughly 4 1/8 inches of metal. So but basically what we're going to do is we're going to bend everything on the inside. So we'll have a lip that fits to here, and a lip that fits to here, and then we'll have 1 inch all the way around. So you want to make it a little bit oversized. Hey guys, here's that metal I was talking about. It's 4 1/8 inches tall. It's got a 1/2 inch lip on both top and bottom, and we'll bend this inch to a 90. That'll be on our straight side. And then we'll mark this. This is going to be 18.5, and then this furnace is 17.5, so it'll be a inch offset, and then we'll bend another inch this way to slide our side pieces of metal into. Hey guys, there it is. You want it flush here, and then you went over here. You just want to mark the edges, and then you'll make a line from this point to this point, and then add an inch and bend it to a 90 toward the front. Alright guys, there you go. So there it is. Put the extra inch on it. That's 18.5, 17.5. We'll just bend this over and we'll put it in there. Alright guys, you can see how it's coming together here. The sides just slip into a piece of S-lock on the corners. Excuse me, and that'll give it some support to help hold the weight of the coil cabinet. Not that it probably needs it, but that's how I was taught to do it, so that's how I do it. Alright guys, you get just a couple screws in there. See, I got a screw there, screw up there, and that's we're coming together. So we got one more piece to put on, and we'll tackle the return air drop. Guys, we got the adapter made, and I left it to where you can still get the coil cabinet or coil cover off if we ever have to get in there to the coil. That's another thing you want to always think about. Scenarios down the road, you don't want to screw yourself for later. So always think about what you're doing. Yep, looks pretty good. Alright guys, we got that drop taken down. We're going to shorten the middle of it. Basically what I'm going to do is I put a piece of S-lock down here. We'll drop the bottom lip into that, and then screw the sides. Cut the middle piece off and slide it in, and that'll be done. Alright guys, we got that drop on there. We got to do the gas line, do the vents. I already got the holes cut for the vents. And put a new thermostat on, do the drain, get this thing running. Alright, we got all the electrical done, and the gas line is done. And we got to do the vents. We got the drain together. We got to run it down here and tie it in with the air conditioner drain. Run the vents up and out, and we'll swap the thermostat out and fire this thing up. Alright guys, while you were on break, I went ahead and finished out the vents and fresh air intake, and we're going to finish up the condensate drain, and we're going to put a thermostat on and call this one done. Check her out, see how she runs. Alright guys, we got the drain hooked up to the air conditioner drain. It's going to go down there to the sump pump, but we are running where you get temperaturized and gas pressure, and call it a day. Clean up a little bit. Always leave it cleaner than you found it. Can't go wrong that way. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.